Hello and welcome back to our channel. Today, we bring you breaking news that has the world talking. Former US President Donald Trump has just unveiled a new plan that could have far-reaching implications not just for the United States, but for global politics. At the same time, tensions between Russia and Ukraine continue to dominate international headlines, raising questions about stability, diplomacy, and the future of international security. In this video, we'll break down Donald Trump's latest announcement, analyze its potential impact, and connect it to the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Make sure you watch till the end for our detailed analysis. Donald Trump, the 45th President of the United States, has always been known for bold political moves and controversial statements. Since leaving office in January 2021, Trump has remained a central figure in American politics, with frequent appearances at rallies, interviews, and policy discussions. His influence on the Republican Party is undeniable, and many believe that he could play a decisive role in the 2024 presidential elections. Recently, Trump hinted at a new strategy, which he described as a comprehensive plan for the United States. While details were initially sparse, sources suggest that the plan touches on domestic policy, international relations, and even global security issues. This announcement has immediately caught the attention of politicians, analysts, and citizens alike, prompting debates and speculation about what it could mean for the country. Donald Trump delivered a statement that he described as the blueprint for America's future. While the full details are still emerging, several key elements have been highlighted. Trump emphasized strengthening the U.S. economy through policies that aim to create jobs, promote manufacturing, and reduce federal spending. He also mentioned plans to renegotiate trade deals to favor American interests. One of the most talked about points was Trump's approach to international conflicts, including the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. He suggested a new strategy that focuses on diplomatic negotiations and global partnerships, although he did not provide detailed specifics. Trump also outlined steps to enhance America's defense capabilities. This includes modernizing the military and boosting intelligence operations to counter global threats. Another significant component of the announcement revolved around electoral reforms, voting security, and measures to increase transparency in government operations. Trump's announcement has already sparked discussions across social media platforms and news outlets. Supporters praise his boldness, while critics question the feasibility and clarity of his proposals. Analysts are particularly focused on how his plan could influence the U.S.'s role in global crises, such as the Russia-Ukraine conflict. To fully understand the context of Trump's announcement, we need to look at the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. The conflict began in early 2014 and escalated dramatically in February 2022, when Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Since then, millions have been displaced, thousands have lost their lives, and international tensions have increased. Global powers, including the United States, NATO, and the European Union, have taken steps to support Ukraine, through sanctions, military aid, and diplomatic efforts. However, the situation remains complex, with both sides entrenched in a conflict that shows no signs of a quick resolution. Trump's new plan has raised eyebrows because of its potential implications for this conflict. While previous U.S. administrations have maintained consistent policies toward Russia and Ukraine, Trump appears to be hinting at a different approach, one that might involve direct negotiations and strategic compromises. This has led to speculation about whether the former president's ideas could shift the course of the war or redefine America's international stance. Political reactions to Trump's announcement have been mixed. Within the Republican Party, supporters argue that his plan could rejuvenate the party and strengthen America's position on the world stage. Some believe that his approach to diplomacy could help reduce tensions with Russia while still supporting Ukraine. On the other hand, critics, including Democrats and foreign policy experts, warn that Trump's proposals may lack specificity and could risk destabilizing delicate international negotiations. They argue that without clear policies and actionable strategies, such announcements remain largely symbolic. International leaders have also taken note. European allies have been cautiously observing Trump's statements, recognizing his ability to influence American foreign policy even while he is not in office. In Russia and Ukraine, analysts are watching closely to see if this new approach signals a shift in the U.S.'s involvement in the conflict. Trump's announcement is significant not just domestically, but also on the global stage. If implemented, his plan could alter the balance of power in several regions. 1. Europe. A more negotiation-focused U.S. approach could ease tensions in Eastern Europe, potentially affecting NATO strategies and alliances. 2. Russia. Direct engagement could open doors for dialogue, but it could also be seen as legitimizing certain Russian positions, a prospect that worries many international observers. Trump's emphasis on military modernization and global partnerships could influence U.S. involvement in other ongoing conflicts, trade negotiations, and security agreements. 4. Global economy. Any major shifts in U.S. foreign policy tend to have ripple effects on global markets, currency valuations, and trade relations. Investors and governments around the world are watching closely. These potential outcomes highlight the importance of understanding not just the announcement itself, but also the broader context of international politics. Trump's plan, while ambitious, will require cooperation, diplomacy, and careful strategy to avoid unintended consequences. Social media platforms have been buzzing since Trump's announcement. Supporters praise the plan's boldness, calling it a necessary step to restore American influence on the global stage. Many hashtags and trending topics have emerged, reflecting a mix of enthusiasm and curiosity. Meanwhile, critics question the timing and feasibility of Trump's proposals, arguing that vague statements without concrete steps are not enough to address complex issues like the Russia-Ukraine war. Memes, debates, and viral videos have amplified both support and skepticism, showing just how polarized public opinion remains. Experts have weighed in on what Trump's announcement could mean in practice. Many agree that while the plan contains ambitious goals, its success will depend on detailed implementation strategies and cooperation from both domestic and international stakeholders. Some analysts argue that Trump's approach could inject fresh ideas into diplomatic negotiations, potentially opening new channels for peace talks. Others caution that sudden policy shifts could destabilize existing agreements, particularly in the fragile situation in Eastern Europe. Ultimately, the world will be watching closely. Whether Trump's plan represents a genuine strategy for global stability or a political maneuver remains to be seen. The coming weeks and months will reveal how much influence his proposals truly carry. Let's connect the dots between Trump's announcement and the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. While he emphasized diplomacy, the specifics of how this might affect the war remain unclear. Potential scenarios include negotiation-led peace efforts. Trump could push for direct talks between Russia and Ukraine, potentially reducing hostilities if successful. Strategic compromises. Proposals might involve concessions that could either help stabilize the region or create new tensions. Military and economic adjustments. Changes in U.S. military aid or sanctions could shift the dynamics of the conflict, influencing both battlefield strategies and political negotiations. Each of these possibilities carries risks and opportunities. The challenge for policymakers and global leaders is to navigate this complex landscape while avoiding unintended escalation. History shows that U.S. presidents have always faced challenges when balancing domestic priorities with international responsibilities. From the Cold War to more recent conflicts, the decisions made in Washington have had far-reaching effects on global stability. Trump's announcement, while unprecedented in some respects, follows a pattern of U.S. leaders seeking to assert influence abroad while addressing domestic concerns. The lessons from history highlight the importance of strategic planning, coalition building, and clear communication in achieving meaningful outcomes. So, what comes next? Analysts will be closely monitoring reactions from Congress, international allies, and adversaries alike. Key questions include: will Trump's plan gain traction within U.S. political circles? How will Russia and Ukraine respond to the proposals? Could this strategy influence the 2024 U.S. elections or reshape global diplomacy? One thing is certain: the world is watching, and the implications of this announcement could be far-reaching. As new details emerge, we will continue to bring you updates, expert analysis, and insights into the evolving situation. That's all for today's coverage of Donald Trump's new plan and its potential impact on the Russia-Ukraine conflict. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates on global politics and breaking news. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for our next detailed analysis.